Welcome back to Shanghai for live coverage of the Dota 2 Asia Championships 2018. Day 1 well underway here. 3 games down, 5 to go. Next up on the chopping block is the current Dream League champions. Team Secret in good form recently, looking for yet another major here as part of the DPC. They go head-to-head with a fairly new team to majors as far as the DPC is concerned, in competing in only their second event of the 16 so far. We've already seen them once today. Effect, they were ineffectual in game 1. Can they look to do a little better in their second game and last game of the day? We're going to find out. Our 3 panel members are all back with us once more. No more Lord of the Rings analogies. We've given him a few other challenges, so he might be up to them. We'll see. Kyle, Winter and Jack, all welcome back. Hasn't been that long since we last saw you. All of about 4 minutes. But I've missed you all the same.
I enjoyed those 4 minutes.
They were quite fun, I have to say. It's almost like we should have a camera in here during the breaks or something, and then people would maybe see a different side to us all.
That's true.
Moving on, Secret versus Effect. You'd imagine this is very lopsided, Kyle, isn't it? On paper, at least.
On paper. I think Resolution gives Effect like more of an identity, because much like Empire, last TI, I think they're going to play around him quite a bit, and it gives them like an easier style, so to speak. Whereas when new teams come in and they play like top teams, a lot of the time you can sort of branch out and not think that what you believe in will succeed. Now it's just gonna be like, yeah, Rezo, let's hop in the Jansport, let's go. But I put my money on Secret.
Yeah. Winter, you watched the first game obviously the day. Resolution did play well in that game, but it still wasn't enough.
I mean, like what Kyle mentioned, they have like a direction, they have a sense of what to do in the game, but it was just like a few mistake, not only a few, a lot of like their individual mistakes or team play that weren't up to par. Because like these kind of teams that are usually when they come to this kind of events, they don't have a clear sense of what to play on, who to play on. Right. They're just gonna like lose one game and they're not gonna be too sure about things. And having him is definitely gonna solve some of the issues with that.
Solve some of the issues, Jack, but not all of them. And one of the biggest problems they've got as we head towards the draft in this game is Secret can draft pretty much whatever they want to draft.
Yeah, I mean, that's, again, one of the harder teams to prepare for. They're always on the cutting edge of trying different concepts, trying new things. I think for Effect, again, like the fundamentals of the game we saw against Thunder, as what Kyle said as well, with the Roche fights they took, the tower push they took, they got punished heavily for that. And against a team like Secret, that's not going to work out as well. Even though it does make things a little bit simpler, Resolution is, last few teams pretty much always has this style where you're going to play around this guy and allow him to win. Give him room to farm and let him try to carry you.
For Protect 1, yeah?
Yeah. Another thing to note is in both games that featured, well, it was Vici in the Team Effect played earlier, right? But there was a lot of, it was the same in the game we just watched, where buybacks leading into Roche played a huge part in the game. And I think that's part of the reason EG had such a hard time in that last game, because there were 2 Roches, the second and third, where a buyback just immediately led to Roche.
I mean, that's how you play against like a long cooldown ability, like Doom, generally using Doom, Tidehunter Ravage. You use your buybacks against that. That's why once you expanded the buybacks, then you're really, really vulnerable to that.
Yeah. I really like Effect's opener here, especially with the last ban on Night Stalker and Bounty already out of the pool as well. I think Coddle Beastmaster is just sick combo right now, and it's really difficult to lane against. It gives you tons of map pressure and control.
You can't
really
lane against that.
Yeah,
you
it's not possible. You just double axe.
Secret often tends to play a little bit greedier with one hero providing vision, and in this case, if you look at the draft from Effect, they banned 2 vision heroes immediately, and they took basically 2 of the other ones left in the pool right off the bat, in addition to being a strong lane. So, I mean, it feels like they had this opener prepared as they instantly picked their first 2.
I think the best counters to Coddle, other than Night Stalker, obviously, are Invis, Force.
Nyx.
Nyx is okay, yeah.
But can they still like run it here? Possibly?
You can, but I just don't like Nyx, and the Beastmaster sort of denies Nyx in a lot of ways, because if you play into like a Necro 3 Beast and they hit this timing, it doesn't matter that you're able to Carapace a Coddle Blast and like hunt him in the woods. Like the Beastmaster is going to be applying too much pressure.
But right now they're going to have to decide like what kind of carry to put in the lane to absorb the pressure. Like Bristleback, do you think Bristleback can do okay in the lane, or he's still going to like get very little farm? Or just like put your offlaner there?
Are you talking about a secret Bristleback?
Yeah, secret.
I don't know about that. I know they like it against Beastmaster, but I think Coddle like just denies Bristle in a lot of ways.
Yeah, Mana League.
The Witch Doctor pick is mostly to deal with this Beastmaster lane, I think. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think like IO Beastmaster is another combo that's popular now. EG runs it a lot, of course. And I think you deal with that by just planting some Underlord, Timbersaw, Time Hunter hero in the lane, give it a little bit of help, and then once you're like level 3 Timbersaw is just not going to be pressured anymore. The issue with Coddle is that you actually just do so much damage and you push the waves so quickly that I don't think you can do that, and you have to contest it. But if you lose, like if you get to the point where like Beast Coddle's like level 3 and your support's like level 2, they've died once, like all of a sudden the lane is out of control.
Yeah.
So the key matchup here is just going to be how does this lane get dealt with by Secret, and do they choose to tri lane? Because I think they will, and that's going to really decide the game.
Yeah, with IO Beast, it's like it's not a IO Beast, a lot of sustain and like a lot of kill potential as well. Feels like if you just let it snowball, 1 or 2 kills, pretty much the lane is over. But with this, they have more consistent lane pressure as well, and they also have the ability to usually from that off lane just retreat to that to the fountain area and kind of be able to farm stacks up as well, so they can get up their farm very quickly and levels if they are bullied off the lane or if there's a big rotation on them.
That's a very good ban to Abaddon. Abaddon is really good against those 2 heroes. Really good ban by Effect. Yeah, but the main concern is always going to be this, how are they going to deal with this Beastmaster Coddle dual lane?
It's also what do they want to pair with the Coddle. I'll be interested to see what they choose to do. I think Storm is super, Storm is super good with Beastmaster and Coddle. You already have so much vision thanks to these 2 heroes. You want to make sure that your cores capitalize on the advantage you're going to have. There's always going to be shoved lanes. You're going to have this bird flying around, and you want something that can hunt off map and just, again, you got to use the vision. Otherwise, what's the point?
Or the other thing I think you can do with Beastmaster Coddle is you pick like a super late game, and then you have this Beastmaster Coddle holding the game for you, like some Medusa, and you just get to late game really easily.
The Coddle punishes a lot of these pushers that look for that early timing, and then of course with the vision you can kind of just keep that big farmer, as you said, away out of harm's way. You can kind of secure that half of the map fairly easily, and they have to like make a really good
that might actually be more suitable for Rezo.
Yeah,
right?
for resolution. We're talking about how they want to enable resolution, how teams have played with them. That could be what they're thinking here.
Yeah, I can see it. I think Terrorblade is an interesting pick for both sides right now. I think Coddle, again, denies TB, which is part of the reason I like this opener so much. But it's also, it's just really good synergy with the draft they have right now. I'm going to go Gyrocopter. It's standard. I like the pick. It's open. They can take their support 4th and then leave their last pick open for either a Rezo hero or a mid hero. And there's obviously natural synergy between Beast, Gyro, and Coddle.
And they still have, like, these gyros get picked early because there still is flexibility. You can still choose where to lane it. They can go mid if you need it to.
Very, very interesting.
Secret,
ace Ursa, I guess.
Secret did this, I want to say, against Liquid. I don't remember the team, but it was at...
it was Liquid. It was
Liquid, right?
It was a really quick game, yeah.
Yeah, I remember because I watched that in the talent room. I think it was in Katowice, correct? In the quarterfinals. And they actually ran this Ursa with Witch Doctor. No, it wasn't Witch Doctor, but they ran it in the safe lane against Coddle Beast. He kind of just tanks the damage, buys regen, and just runs at the Beast Coddle. And you never really can man up on an Ursa as Beastmaster. And he out-pressured them, and then they ended up taking the game by winning all 3 lanes because this Coddle Beast was ineffective. So it'll be interesting to see if that succeeds.
But wouldn't you say like Coddle Beast in the game itself is really good against Ursa later? Like Mana League and I mean, you can get Aghanims for the raw. For Ursa.
You can, but Aghanims is so far off. It's the same with Bane. I think you can Aghs the grip, right? I'm pretty sure you can.
Yeah, because you're silent. You're silent. Oh, oh yeah, you can. Yeah, you're right.
Right?
You can remove the Bane grip and the Beastmaster raw.
The vision may also make it a bit harder to take.
Oh, mid Conquer.
I like that.
Yeah, this will be a mid 1 Conquer. It's one of the few people playing it like that in the pro scene.
It's also a great hero against Beastmaster and Coddle. Obviously, neither hero can really buy BKB, so if they catch an X, they're just going to die.
You think it's possible that Conquer could be support? Because Sanking and Conquer could be a really good dual lane.
I don't think you want to do that in this game. I really think it's just a Yaps or Sanking. It could be a support Conquer, but I think
Yapzo will play Witch Doctor. Generally, how they do this is Yapzo plays the Witch Doctor and Puppy plays the Sanking if it's a support duel.
Yep.
And the Sanking will be like how you play Sanking on your team before, like he just buys the wards, and the Witch Doctor will be the rich one.
I can see that. I just think it's going to be Conquer Core. It's too good in this game right now. You just want a Conquer Core.
I mean, it's usually how they run it.
It's also because if you look at Effect's lineup, there's going to be this natural timing where they have Gyro, BKB, and they're looking to take a fight with Aurora and Necro. And the Conquer Boat allows you to fight through the Gyro Flak, the Gyro ult, and like continue dealing damage. And you live through that initial like BKB window, right, where you have the Realm buff on you. And
Then you fight back after.
yeah, exactly. And if you don't have that survivability, I think it's going to be really difficult to take fights.
I think it'll be tough for them to run as Kunkka core just because the damage output is a little bit harder for them past the early mid game. I think again, like Ursa tends to be, as Winter said, a bit more kiteable. You can't rely as much on his damage output later on, and with the Kunkka as well being like very burst dependent. So I think that's something they might have to be concerned about if they go that route.
It'll be interesting to see how they finish their draft. They could theoretically pick another support and make the Sand King the off lane, but. I don't know. I think Fada's too versatile. I think they'll pick him.
I still kind of like the, even though you guys don't favor the Kunkka support. So okay, so it should be Kunkka mid, Bat Rider plus Sand King, dual lane maybe, or they're just gonna have 3 people at top to deal with the Kotal Beastmaster, and Bat Rider can deal with the Gyrocopter if it's a carry.
That's also, it's good against Coddle until he gets Ags. You can just hunt the Coddle. I mean, that's going to be the key to this game for Secret.
But it's difficult to play the Bat because there's going to be like Beastmaster, Hawk. There's going to be a lot of things that can see you. So it's going to be quite annoying.
I agree. It's more about the timing. I think if Secret can snowball off the lanes, they'll be in a pretty good position. But I actually favor Effect's draft here.
I think in fact we'll have a better time in the lanes because they have Bane, like those supports are really, really strong at the start.
It's an easier lineup. If you look at Team Secret, like they have to not only hit their spells, but make sure they don't overuse cooldowns. You know, they're gonna have to lasso into a torrent boat like Ursa. Like if you play around their ultimates and survive on effect, you sort of just wash over them like a tsunami. Like you're just gonna crush the fight. And if they get the Ags timing on Coddle, there really isn't anything on Secret that's built to deal with it. And they won't be able to hunt the Coddle anymore because you're going to be smoked or he's going to see the bat on the way. So
and they don't with this draft. The other thing they open themselves to is not having like a great high ground hitter either. So it's like they have to constantly kill effect and catch them outside the base to be able to take objectives anyway.
Yeah, it's last pick PL.
Isn't like Ursa late game is really good against PL. That's what I remember when you have the talent.
That's not real life, dude. I've seen that tried before. That's some NA Dota ideas right there.
Did you see the change things up there as well? Yapsaw took the Sand King. Yeah.
As I predicted.
Yeah. So it wasn't bat off.
So Puppy is gonna.
Mid one did take the Kunkka, so it is a mid Kunkka.
Mid Kunkka.
Yeah. I wonder if that sways any of you as we move to prediction time, Jack.
Yeah, I like Effects draft, but again, it's like kind of show me that you can outplay these like really elite teams. So I'm gonna go with Secret still.
I mean, it's a no-brainer to just because Secret is a much stronger team, but if just based on draft, I think I kind of like Effects lineup more, just based on lineup.
Okay. So you're saying you pick Effect to win?
Yeah.
So do I.
Interesting. two for Effect and one.
What happened to the NA Dota?
Yeah, like what's going on? This has gone a completely different way, right?
What do you mean?
There's no NA Dota here, my friend.
There's no NA. What are you talking about, NA Dota?
I'm gonna work on my smirk in case this game goes how I think it will.
Okay, so those are slightly different predictions than we said, but that's okay. 2 of you were for Effect, weren't you?
We're friends now.
Their timing.
You're Effect bros.
If they hit their timing, they're gonna win. The PL Diffusal, Necrobook, Coddle. They'll be fine.
All right, okay. A much more difficult draft to execute, says the panel, as far as Team Secret is concerned, but we know what top-notch players they are. Can they execute and take a victory in game number 1 for them? Let's find out with your commentary team of Cap and Blitz.
You know, Blitz, I have to say, Kyle is remarkably good at playing just a smug dick on the panel. I think we might have found, like, the first real heel in Dota 2, you know? Like other esports scenes, we don't really have a heel, you know, a guy who's really out to be the asshole.
That, and Navi fans just hated me, so I immediately noped out of there.
I know. I was like,
I don't like this. I don't like your hate.
Well, maybe Kyle can be. Why
don't we all hate Jack? I don't understand.
Yeah, let's make Jack the guy that everybody.
Yeah,
Jack's too lovable.
All right, so while the game is paused, let me just explain. Like, Jack is notorious for losing us all MMR.
Yeah.
In that post where Merlini's like, man, I haven't gotten mad before in Dota in a while. I want you guys to know he was talking about Jack. But anyways.
Blitz really wants you to know because you brought this up at Dream League and said the same thing. You guys got to know.
Jack makes people quit Dota.
So now that we're on the Chinese time schedule, we're getting a different audience right now. Yeah. He's making sure.
Merlini's been playing Dota for like 20 years, Jack. What did you do? Effect? They're going to walk up
Effect are going to
Afterlife?
stumble into a wraparound here from Secret, but they do run into Afterlife. One of the take your heroes, of course, that is just going to be
Give the last hit to mid one.
Well, nope. Gave it a Fada.
And they might try to
And
run
what
into
is
more here.
Effect do? Okay, no, they're good.
No, they're...
I thought they were going to go kill Puppy. I was down for that.
Okay, they might get the legendary 4 bounty runes. Oh, summon
Oh,
Exodia.
no. It's happening.
So people don't know this, but I personally think that if you get all 4 bounty runes, the game should just close.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everyone from Effect should just get booted. Leave the server. I don't know if it'll actually happen.
What is like the monster that is summoned when you get all? Because it's got to be a little bit more complicated than that, right? It's got to
What do
be
you mean?
more than just all 4 bounty runes and like, oh, the throne explodes. Like, there's got to be some sort of creature that's summoned as a result.
I'll
of
tell you
this.
what happens.
Okay.
As soon as all 4 bounty runes are taken, Jack replaces your mid laner. That's the monster.
And it's Sleepy Jack too.
Oh.
Jack has been on a 24-hour Dota binge.
Okay, so if they actually, all right,
They are not. They're not going to get it.
No, Ace.
That is on Ace.
You fool. Check.
You are the ultimate 1v1 champion of Ursa. How do you not go for that?
The mid laner is saved this time around. As mid one is going to have the matchup against the
Aiden's
gyrocopter.
going to have some trouble, though.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Oh,
he
he's-
does have Brain Sap, and Yapsor's not really going to block him in, but
We
they're
should
just
talk
gonna
about
get
this,
a
by the way,
lot of damage in.
since we messed around for a bit. Mid one is the Kunkka.
Yeah.
It is the response to gyrocopter. I'm not sure. Effect did not seem to be aware of this, but it is their response to gyro. They feel like it works out quite nicely against gyro. The ghost ship counters a lot of the flak hits, and on top of that, like the cleave just apparently owns
Yeah.
versus
We're-
gyrocopter.
I think Secret was probably the first team to really do this, but a lot of teams very rapidly picked this up. Not running a core, a lot more support Kunkas.
Yeah.
In fact, we saw VGJ Thunder run it earlier today against the Gyrocopter, and they ran it yesterday as well in their qualifier match against the Gyrocopter. So
It's just cool to see because gyro for like if you find a way, if you're the team that can deal with a lot of like the early first picks and stuff from other teams that are considered to be very good.
So
Hold that
like
thought.
maybe a month ago, it was like, how do you counter the Terrorblade? Now it's
Yeah.
how do you counter the Gyrocopter? Afterlife, well, he's going to feel the pain. Slowed down by Ace. Body blocked by Yapsor as well, making sure that Ace does manage to pick up that kill to 0 now to the favor of Secret.
Precisely though, like if you can figure out ways to deal with heroes like that, like very low cost, make it easy, where you no longer fear them at all, it opens up the drafting, and it makes it so that you can get even more creative, you can take more risks, stuff like that. So when you see a gyrocopter, a lot of teams will fear it, right? But a team like Secret, I think they relish seeing it on the other side now.
And we're definitely seeing that these heroes can be truly and well established as fully countered, as we've seen the Terrorblade really exit a lot of the drafting phase for
Before,
most teams.
a lot of prominent pros were telling me that teams that could figure out Terrorblade would be the ones that go further in tournaments than others. And now, I mean, he did get nerfed when that statement was made,
True.
so it's hard to hold on to that. But like the next hero after that is like heroes like Razor and stuff. Razor and Gyrocopter, the other two common first picks.
So we are going to be running the Connell Beastmaster dual lane for Effect. Now they are running into an Ursa tri-lane, so it seems like they're a bit skittish about really getting aggressive. They've got a nice ward placed down from Secret on the high ground that really allows Yamsor to be able to rotate around bottom lane. Main, he may end up dying here. Got 3 sticky napalm stacks on top of him, but Resolution does save his life with a bit of aggression, Spirit Lance, and Phantom Rush on Fada. But still, Fada's kind of done his job. He's burned out all of the regeneration of Maiden, done a lot of damage to Resolution as well. He fully controls this lane.
Yeah. That bottle decision nowadays that offlaners are going for very smart as Brezo. He's got 3 stacks on him. He's trying to get him to pop.
Nightmare and TP out from Maiden, knowing that he could very easily get dove here. Resolution still sticks around. Meanwhile, they actually do manage to kill Afterlife, so he goes ahead and pops that one. Sticky Napalm already out, and Resolution on 2 stacks already, and really just can't fight this one. Oh, he's actually got 17 magic wand stacks. He's going to be able to fight this one out. He can pop it now, get off the land, see if he can chase down Fada some more, but Fada is just going to go for the TP out, cancels it, seeing that Resolution doesn't pursue. And we are right back to APL versus Batrider.
Yeah, you saw what Fada was trying to do, right? He wanted to get enough sticky charges where Rezo uses a doppelganger, and then he'll commit for the kill anyways. But Rezo held on, and even more so, Maiden was very patient, just slept him during the majority of his Firefly time.
Yeah.
That slowed things down, as the Kunkka is dominating this mid lane matchup.
20-10 for him in CS right now, compared to the 13-5 of Afro Ninja.
He even missed an entire wave going for the root, and he's still dominating in this CS.
First strike on Afterlife with a Maledict on him. They may actually kill him here. Looks like he's going to take out for the Maledict pretty easily. Throws out the axes knowing that he's dead, just trying to get that spiteful damage in.
Yeah, and this Kunkka...
Again, the battle at bottom lane. Resolution is quite low, though. Fada making sure to keep the sticky napalm on Resolution as much as possible.
I think he's becoming aware that he can't get the kill, but the amount of harass that he's doing is well worth the trade. In effect, they're not winning this top lane, despite dual laning up here, with a very strong dual lane. And as a result, this bottom lane, they're going to be quite happy to see that they're doing so well, because all three of their lanes are... relatively, they're crushing, right? This Batrider's barely behind this PLN farm, despite being dual laned. This Kunkka is doing fantastic against his Gyrocopter, and meanwhile this Ursa has zoned out this Beastmaster so hard he's got 5 CS.
Rough laning phase for Effect, it seems.
Yeah.
I love that Fada got the opportunity to pick up the raindrops. Really helping him out against the harassment of the Phantom Lancers, so he's not going to be shoved out. He will maintain his very aggressive stance.
Gyro, though, bringing himself a lot of regen. He's got a magic wand coming too. One of the better ways to deal with Kunkka, because you can see when the Kunkka's going for the torrent.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to get faked out. On top of that, I think it's nice because you get passive regen against the Kunkka's cleave. Like, you need HP regen versus that. You can't just keep burying yourself salves nonstop.
Okay, so laning phase sucks for Effect. But this is also something that kind of had to happen for Secret, right? I mean, look at their lineup. They've got an Ursa Kunkka cores with a Batrider off lane. There is not a whole lot of scaling.
You don't think so?
In this team.
I think that it's a bit different, because the way that they build this Kunkka...
You think it's going to be enough to challenge the Phantom Lancer later on to the game?
Yeah, I actually do. I've seen mid one in these situations, and he just does fine.
Okay.
Plus, the PL isn't scaling like out of control. I mean, the laning phase matters so much.
Yeah.
In Dota nowadays, you can snowball off that really crazy, and it's not as though Effect is some EG team where everyone is farming even though they're getting killed, right?
Yeah.
Like EG, sometimes they get into a position where they get into like they're down like 7 kills to like 2 or something, but they're still leading in gold. You don't get that same feeling with a lot of these other teams because they're not as abusive when it comes to just like farming. Oh. And you have to enable at least 2 of the cores on the side of Effect. Maybe this Beastmaster gets slowed down, sure, that's okay. But King R also needs farm.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a keeper of the light in a game like this, you do want a lot of items to be able to slow down Secret. Like, he might even be more important than this Beastmaster is to this game.
All right, we are finally back into the game. Missile out, a little poke here on mid one. Afro Ninja's got to be careful though, because mid one is now level 6. If they land this burrow strike coming in from Yapzor, yeah, they're going to go for the X into the boat with Yapzor here just to ensure that Afro Ninja does go down. Pretty easy kill for Secret.
Yeah, mid one, even with the Torn at the end to absolutely secure it, that is a lot of damage.
5-0 to the favor of Secret right now. 6 minutes in, and they're about to catch one more maybe. Maiden has the Maledict on him, paralyzing Cask as well. Does have Bolt Asleep as well as a Brain Sap, as well as 10 Magic Wand charges. Nice play there from Puppey, waking up Yapzor in a better Torrent. Great setup there. That is 6-0 now for Secret. We're definitely seeing, at least from this laning phase anyway, a pretty big discrepancy from Effect's first game to their second. Now going to be slowed down. Afterlife in some big trouble. They do have King R kind of trying to help him out. Ace continues trying to challenge with his phase boot, slowed down Afterlife. Popsy in rage to dodge some of the damage coming out from Keeper of the Light. Gets that kill. Now going to go for King R as well. Nah, thinks better of it. Half HP, no mana left.
I think he has enough wand charges that maybe he could have committed for that.
Yeah.
And what he's doing right now is he's trying to keep King R away from the creeps so that nobody takes advantage of the lane being shoved in. Very smart from Ace. Denying every opportunity for XP up here.
Yeah, they've got it's a siege creep push, so no one can stop that bottom lane. Burrow Strike onto Resolution. He is burning right now. Resolution's got to get out of the Fire and Flames. Does manage to do so for a second here. No Doppelganger, though. Does have 17 magic wand charges. Use them now. YapzOr pursuing. Is going to have Burrow Strike up in a second here. Doppelganger's just not going to be up in time, so Resolution ends up going down, as does our Beastmaster in the top lane.
Yeah. Mid one waited for such a long time. Then Ace dives with the tower push. Mid one is waiting in between. They get another kill on Afterlife just after he had died. So he's going to enter the Afterlife once again as Gyrocopter going to try to make use of some of the space, but Mid one is back.
Secret and Dream League looked like dominant monsters.
Yeah, they looked unstoppable, honestly.
And they said a big reason why was because they were just kind of playing fearless. They weren't worrying about things. Felt like very BP kind of style, where they were willing to just pick whatever. They were confident they were going to roll with it. And it seems like Secret has not lost that feeling in this opening game of theirs here at DAC.
Yeah, I think a big thing is that they're not stressing any of their picks, and they're not too afraid of getting countered themselves. Like, they have some ideas about Dota, and they're sticking to their guns. Like, they think that this Kunkka counters Gyrocopter will continue to do it. And they're one of the few teams, too, that continue to do things. Like, they're ambitious about running the Ursa and the Kunkka as cores, even though neither of them go high ground. Which I guess is the biggest downside of the lineup here, is that if Effect... That's why I said, like, the Coddle's the big part of this, right? Because the Coddle gets a lot of farm.
Ace. He found the kill on Afo Ninja.
But maybe you just get overrun here, and it doesn't even matter if the Coddle gets farm.
Yeah. 8-minute Blink Dagger, like... I'm not sure how you're supposed to really anticipate that as the Gyrocopter. Yeah, I mean, you can't just not farm at all.
If you look at Secret's lineup, the high ground, like I said, is going to be really awkward for them. Because they've got two melee cores that aren't really known for pure hitting towers. Like, these are just killers. And a lot of teams I would worry about that, but Secret, when it comes to pace setting and just getting kills around the map non-stop, they're one of the best at doing so. And they don't stop that momentum.
Secret are ensuring that they're going to get as many of these early towers as possible. Yeah. To kind of set themselves a little bit farther ahead. Almost 10,000 gold lead by 10 minutes? How'd that happen?
So fast.
I mean, I knew they were dominating, but Jesus.
It comes back. Okay, so the big difference here between them and some of the other teams, like VGJ, for example, is the easiest comparison to make right now, because we just saw them play, is that when Vici goes for these moves, they're doing it as like a 5-man squad.
Yeah.
But when Secret is doing these moves...
Yeah, they're killing on both sides of the lane.
Yes.
Constantly.
They were getting a kill at top and grabbing that tier 1 at the same time they were getting a kill on bottom on Rezo, if you recall.
Yeah.
And they grabbed that tower too. So they were able to grab both tier 1 towers in the safe and the off lane while simultaneously getting kills. They just get so much on the map non-stop.
And it feels like a lot of this comes down to the power of Ace and his hero pool, and like how he is able to play really aggressive with some of these heroes, like the Ursa here, and then Bada and his presence in laning phase. He's really turned into a...
They might finally get a kill though. They don't have Fiend's Grip, but...
All right, homing missile first. YapzOr going to be spotted out here. Is going to be able to dodge the second blast. No, it actually hits him. Sandstorm goes out. Now the Burrow Strike through. Brain Sap not quite enough to be able to finish him off. YapzOr is away into the trees, and now they are in big time trouble. Ace going to be able to jump onto the Gyrocopter. Main's already dead from Puppy. Bada with a dominating double kill. 13-0 now.
And this Bane, only level 3, trying to go for kills.
And a Courier. And a Courier.
And they're going to get the Courier. It indeed does die. That was somebody's Blades of Attack. That is the Gyrocopter's phase boots. Oh, that is brutal. And Afterlife going to get jumped on here. Has the roar. Yeah, any sort of follow-up. He's pinging like crazy. Torn's going to miss.
And they are just going to man mode this. start taking this. I love the fact that they always make sure that one of these siege wagons survives and they get a good tower push in with it. Now they are going to be able to get to sleep on the mid one, woken up by Puppey, blasted back by King R, but they're going to go for the kill on the support right now. The easier kill, maybe not. Maybe they're going to go for mid one, but he does have that armlet. He's toggling it right now, managed to get the X back onto Afo Ninja. Ace actually got hit by a flat cannon shot, didn't manage to get his blink off, gets it now. The Gyrocopter will fall as a result. Yapzor comes back in, managed to get a good burrow strike out, just enough for the rest of Secret to be able to back up. Thinking about escaping, or maybe thinking going back in. They don't want to lose Fada. They don't want to lose anybody in this game. And Yapzor trying to get the burst strike ahead of the blast. Barely gets away. Not going to die just yet. Main's definitely dead. Go for the back line. Managed to finish off Resolution as well. It is still a clean sweep right now from Team Secret. 16-0 with a 12,000 gold lead by 12 minutes.
Yeah, and you can tell they want to pitch that perfect game.
Yeah.
They are playing so carefully, but still very aggressively. And mid one's going to come back in. Good armlet toggles by him with the ghost ship. That's why he gets it every single game. It makes it so hard for that Kunkka to go down. Gets to play around with quite that HP pool as the tier 2 tower goes down. Despite not having the best tower hitters in the game, they are going to grab that tower. Game still leads by 13k at 12 minutes. More than 1,000 gold a minute is the pace that Secret have set so far in this game. That is some kind of mark.
Blitz, does it go back to the laning phase? We're going to watch Maiden die. Does it go back to the laning phase thing and how you said it's so important? The reason we've seen so many shutouts recently? I mean, because those like very rarely happen in Dota, and then we've gotten, this will be the third one in the space of like a month and a half.
I mean, when you lose all 3 lanes like they did, and they did lose all 3 lanes, because even though the bottom lane, like, yeah, Reza was leading in CS, but it was still a Batrider that was bullying a PL and a Bane. Like, that was a very comfortable laning phase for Fada. And Ace is now godlike. They are just diving all around the map, getting kills left and right. They need to get some kind of rebuttal. This might finally be somebody on the side of Secret going down. They don't want to just settle for Yapzor though. And if they don't settle for Yapzor, they might just get nobody, as their Ace is already left.
Yeah, they're diving deeper and deeper. Mid one. He's very safely pushing out the top lane.
just continuing to farm.
All right, full-on push around. Can Yapzor get off the Blink Dagger before the damage comes in? That's the big question. Axes, Sandstorm. He needs to be able to get into the tree, see if he can blink away. Burrow Strike and Blink TP out. He's good. Oh, meanwhile, bottom lane. Maybe it's mid one who actually dies, but Resolution has a doppelganger. Dodge this one, but now here comes Ace. Primal Roar out. Going to be protected by Puppey with the ward. Now Resolution brought back by the X. Trying to go for the kill on mid one. Not going to have it. Doesn't have the damage. Afterlife, he's going to be up next. Goes for the axes on the mid one. Hits him. Still not enough damage. Armlet will keep him alive. Blast back. That's going to be Puppey. He's the one who loses the clean sweep for Secret. 19-1 now.
They might even find Ace here.
Still pursuing. They're actually going to try and fight this with mid one, going back to base, healing. And then coming back into the fight because Fada's here. He's going to be able to catch a lasso, pulls Maiden to his doom as Ace is going to be right on top of him. Mid one, looking for that extra pickup. That's going to be X on to King R in the back line. Fada trying to chase down Afterlife as well as Afo Ninja. Afo Ninja's going to be dying to Fada. Yapzor cleaning up Afterlife. They are punishing Effect. They said, you killed our captain, damn you. We got to kill all of you in return.
They are mad.
They are so pissed off. God damn.
They wanted to be 23-0.
Instead, they're 23-1.
Trying to go for the no-hitter perfect game, but unfortunately unable to find that. But I don't think they're too broken up about it. I thought for a second we were going to see that EG 27-0 on Liquid eclipsed. But you're close enough at this point. The score is 23-1. More than 1,000 gold a minute is the disadvantage so far. And it doesn't feel as though Secret are stopping. They're just getting kills all around the map. Nobody's really dying.
I like the Aghanim Scepter pickup from Ace here.
He always gets it.
Yeah, there's just nothing to threaten him now. Fiend Script, take that off. Get Primal Roared, okay. Pop the R button.
Sure, why not?
You just can't be targeted.
Did he get the mana regen talent? Oh, big fan of that.
Mana for these.
They are wrapping around.
Yes, they are, and they've managed to catch an X on the Maiden, who was looking to TP back. Not going to make it out. Resolution is also going to be surrounded by a bunch of Secret heroes.
Maiden is still not level 6. Was desperately trying to get to the creep wave. one little tiny bit of XP away.
And look at that. Fada just does not slow down whatsoever. Flame Break bumps him back a little bit, so maybe that's enough for Yapzor to be able to catch up with the sticky napalm slowing down Afro Ninja more and more. But they give up on the chase. So Blitz, how do you think Resolution's enjoying his time on Effect?
He is not having the best of times, I feel. I can't imagine that this is the way that they wanted to play. And this is pretty sad.
They had a good opening game. This is just Secret being Secret.
Yeah, this is Secret showing like, hey guys, we are revitalized. By the way, we took some time off and decided we were going to be the best again. Just in case all y'all's forgot.
Yeah, Liquid may be the TI champs, but they are currently the hottest team on the market right now.
Yeah,
Team Secret.
now they're going to go for the Roshan. And despite having such a big lead, they just weren't going for the Roshan. Like, Ace could have done it.
Yeah, 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, they could have gone a 7-minute Rosh comfortably. But they're just like, nah, we're really in no rush.
Yeah, they could actually be working on their second Roshan right now. They really...
They were
tried to do
so
this bad
committed
boy
to
early.
killing everybody from Effect
Yeah.
that it's like,
Grab the gyrocopter, the rest of the team in row. It's going to be Ace. Take the kill.
beyond godlike for him.
Man,
They just
Kunko
continue to
works so well with this Bat Rider. They just have such a long range catch.
I think their team is just allowed to play so aggressively. And look at the pickup from Fada. This is his stamp the game item.
Yeah.
The 18-minute blink BKB on the Bat Rider.
Well, doesn't have to worry about mana leak anymore.
Not even a little bit. And if you look at their lineup, they do have Roar, but the damage isn't there. So if you're Effect, I mean, realistically speaking, the only option you have is for this Coddle to just get a ton of farm. And he can keep the game going for a little bit, but I feel like I'd be doing the disservice to our viewers to say that this game is going to be close.
Maybe don't do it for the viewers. Do it for, say, a smug analyst who predicted the win of Effect.
Did Kyle?
He definitely did.
Oh,
he
Kyle's-
went in
I
with
hear him
Winter.
laughing.
He
Winter?
went in with Winter.
Winter and Kyle?
I watched him shake his head when Jack went for Secret. He was like, no way.
The worst part is that they let Jack be potentially right here. Is Afterlife going to get jumped on again?
Maiden will at least be able to TP away.
Okay, so if I'm making the argument for Kyle,
Yeah, make it for do it for Kyle.
if I'm doing it for Kyle, then the way that, if there is a way, if
Okay.
at all, that Effect wins this game, is Secret have to like, they've got to Homer Simpson their way out of this game. Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you ever seen the episode where he goes into boxing and everyone just beats on him until they get exhausted? Well, Effect has to cop like 95 unanswered blows to the head, and eventually they just get tired of it. And then Effect like bounces back, you know?
Okay. So so Secret just kills Effect so many times, they just get like some sort of mouse keyboard fatigue. Can't play anymore.
Yeah.
All right, well there's blow number
28.
1. Number 28.
Surely
don't worry,
your arm's
don't worry,
supposed to be
boys.
getting
Just
heavy.
67 more to go. Afterlife's gonna be caught. X marks the spot.
Ace just continues to add to that spree. He has got 15 kills to his name. And they're just farming and dying and farming. I think they're just like, whatever. We're gonna die,
Yeah.
but we have to get some farm on the map.
Yeah, you have to push out. You have to.
Yeah, you gotta take risks so that, I mean, somebody's gotta be sacrificed.
If you're not gonna take those risks, you might as well just call GG.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that. Like, them taking that risk.
Calling GG?
No, taking that risk. On the real, like, what is
Yeah.
Effect supposed to do in this position? They're losing 29-1. Like, you got to do something on the map.
Yeah, I don't think any of your scrims have ever prepared you for this position.
Yeah, so you just kind of have to, like, play out the game as you normally would and see what happens.
All right, well, Secret are prepared to go high ground at 21.5 minutes in. And they've got another Siege Wagon push.
The Coddle's got a 4-staff, so it's not easy for him to get jumped on.
He is.
Like the only way that they kill him is if mid one gets X Torrent.
Yeah. He sits super far back to make sure he can't get X Torrented. And then he's got a 4-staff to be able to save someone else who also tries to defend. Unfortunately, it's a lot of eggs in one basket here while they're defending top lane. YapzOr is just casually cutting the creep wave, and it will be Puppey who takes the bounty of the tier 2. So he's going to have a Spirit Fest.
As Secret are finding less opportunities to get kills now, as Effect are kind of bottlenecked, but they're going to go for smoke, and they're going to smoke to their ward, which is intelligent.
Yep, they got vision.
Yeah, try to run
Secret.
into Fada.
Nope. Fada kills that ward and blinks away. Oh no. They've lost sight of that victim that they wanted.
Oh, they might find Puppey for the second time this game. That would... Puppey is just farming neutrals and they don't even know it. As Effect trying to get
Puppey's only
something.
sitting at 4,500 net worth right now, though. He's below the Coddle. They want something juicy. They want something that's 10K or above.
Yeah.
They didn't find it. So instead, they're going to farm Secret's jungle, because Lord knows they cannot farm their own.
This is how you stymie things a bit. Slow the game down.
Let Coddle do his defensive shenanigans.
They are going to all in try to kill Coddle, by the way.
No, they definitely are. Fada's going in deep right now.
They're like, this Coddle is the only reason this game is...
They're just trying, like, blind torrents.
Yeah, they're just chucking whatever they can.
Throw down wards. Anything.
King R is positioned very well. Look at Ace. He is just running in, trying to find vision.
Yeah, make sure that the board dies so they don't lose their ward.
Yeah, Fada's
That
continuing.
ward.
Oh, the long wraparound here.
Fada.
The axes?
Ooh, spotted out by the axes. As an Arcane Root is going to be jumping forward, grabbing bait. Now immediately blasted back by the Coddle. A Torrent's going to be coming in, doesn't land on anything. Fada pops BKB, a boat soundly resounding off of Resolution's dome. Apo Ninja is also going to be caught here as he tries to come back in, fight this one out, but Effects are going to be wiped. Buybacks.
Oh, Rezo just calls it.
Round 2, yeah, Resolution's done with this
He
game.
is not interested in playing this game. And this is...
He's like, I don't care if I'm the stand-in, guys.
I will call it for us.
I will.
This was a bloodletting.
Whew. Well, in the end, the score was 34-2.
Yeah, 29K is what the game's going to end with.
Puppey, very disappointed in him. Died twice.
Puppey 3, 2, and 15. Very
Terrible.
Very underwhelming. There's not much to say about this game. The laning phase was disastrous. They got killed all around the map nonstop. At some point, it felt like Effect was... sometimes, like in games like this, you just kind of ride the wave. You're like, well, there's nothing we can do. Let's just...
I love how you say that there's not much to say about this game. At the same time, our producer is telling us to buy time. Because for some reason, our panel just didn't know that game was over. Like 2 minutes in or something.
By the way...
You guys didn't get the memo 18 minutes ago that this game was over?
There are 2 guys on that panel that have played at a TI. And then there's Jack. And Jack was the one that ended up being correct. Are you kidding me? What a... Good...
All right, guys. Our excellent panel. Go Team Effect.
Yes, indeed. There were, as Blitz pointed out, 2 members of our panel that played at the International and one that hasn't. And the one that hasn't was absolutely right. Well done, Jack.
Keyword hasn't, not never will.
No, I wasn't going to be cruel, because time is still on your side. You could still make it.
I just wanted to give Jack his time in the sun. Great prediction.
Yeah, I can't really have too big
Good
of a
job, Jack.
smirk
Good
after
job.
this game. There wasn't much of a turnaround. There wasn't too much drama in this one. I mean, I think Secret just showed that they just completely outclassed their opponent here. And that's, yeah.
I just like to root for the underdog, which is why I'm a huge supporter of both of Jack's Dota teams.
I couldn't have put it better.
You didn't support them in the predictions, though.
Predictions and winning, they're slightly different things. This was a very dominant performance, though, by, I said to you, the very first question we had on the panel was, this looks outmatched on paper. Well, I think that just got proved in-game, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's actually exactly what Secret did to Liquid in the game I watched in Katowice, and it was the same thing where you look at the draft, you're like, oh, I don't know, is this like Ursa Kunkka like really going to work out? And then it does, and they win their lanes. Batrider somehow was like crushing bottom against Bane PL, and
How?
was even worse.
How is that happening?
I don't know.
It was a pretty disgusting game from Secret, wasn't it, Winter?
Yeah, they won all 3 lanes. Like in Dota, there's 3 lanes. You won all 3 lanes. Game is just gonna be over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I definitely undervalued just how hard Kunkka counters Gyrocopter as well. You could see mid, he died once and he got X'd, and mid one just sets up the boat. Yapzor Sand King is looping around into the torrent. Like, it's 100-0. He's just dead.
I mean, how does the hero have like 40 damage talent at level 10?
Yeah. The
Like how?
damage talents are super. I don't want to say underrated. Everyone knows damage talents are good, but I actually think it makes heroes a lot better than people realize. Like Death Prophet, as an example, gets 50 at level 10. Gyrocopter and Medusa both have damage talents at level 10, and Razor gets 15 agility. So all of these talents, like if you value them in gold, super valuable. 40 damage is what, like nearly 2,000 plus, I would want to say. It's like it's nearly a
almost
demon edge. Yeah. So it's like 2,000 gold. Just, hey, you're level 10. Here you go. And mid one also plays Kunkka, I would say, better than anybody else. Does anybody else even play Kunkka? He's
Not
gotta
really.
be number 1.
No, not really. And certainly not in the mid anyway. We've seen a few support Kunkas, but not our mid one. Fantastic performance. I'm sure the scoreboard will show us in just a minute. Who stood out for you, Jack? Is it hard to pick one person when it's so demoralizingly one-sided like that?
I think Puppy stood out. He was the only one that died.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
Yeah. Sorry, Puppy, you suck. And not only did you die once, you died twice. The only two that they gave up. I guess the one that stands out is Ace, isn't it? 18, 0, and 5 on that Ursa. But I mean, you could probably pick any of them.
Yeah. I think Ace is probably the one you go for. It's tough to play Ursa and not die in a game like that, even if you're crushing. And Secret's lineup in general, like the fact that they were able to play so clean and crisp while still maintaining such a high level of aggression, it's very difficult to do. And they look like they're in top form for this event.
Yeah, it's a good sign of as far as Secret are concerned, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean the main reason why we both like picked Effect was like we kind of felt like it's easier to play that kind of lineup, and we look at
Right.
Secret's lineup, we're like, not so sure. You have to play really well,
Right.
but they really have like what it takes to play those kind of lineups.
Well, one of the reasons they probably held out so long is, again, if this is a closer game, you need a pretty big kill lead from Secret to secure those objectives.
Yeah.
Exactly what we
No
talked about.
tower hitter.
Yeah, you basically have to just keep killing them, and then it would end up not being that close. But again, if the scenario was a little bit closer, like you would still see that edge still being being played out by Effect, because 1 or 2 bad fights later, you can still get back into this game.
Yeah, that's part of the crucial stuff. Our MVP for this one is mid one.
Okay. He is.
Kyle disagrees.
Yeah, I mean, he is the number 1 MMR in the world, so you got to give him some love sometimes.
Yeah, he's gotten plenty of love for the top of the table. I wonder whether we can check in with our scoreboard and update you as to where we are, because we've had a number of other games in the other group as well. So let's bring everyone up to date with the scores on the doors. I think they're slightly ahead of us, actually, on the other side, because they've had all 4 of theirs before we finished. And I know Newbie versus Vici is underway already. OG going down earlier on to King Gaming. I have to say it was an extraordinary weird draft for their first game of the day. It included opening with a Sven and Willow. That one didn't go very well. The second game they played did go very well. They managed to take down Vici Gaming, which I guess many would be surprised about. In the middle of that, TNC also went down to the other OG, Optic Gaming, winning their opening game of the tournament so far. And as you would expect, Liquid winning against Keen on our side of the scoreboard. It seems you have to be on the left side in order to win a game, because all 4 teams have won their matches so far. Next up, Virtus Pro versus EG. It's not bad.
I mean, it looks reasonable. VP is gonna win. Left side.
Okay. And then IG will beat Mineski. Oh, no. Snap, that's where it breaks.
I'm actually really excited. I think that I've been around Dota for like quite some time, and this is the first game I'm ever going to cast at a LAN, and it's going to be VPEG.
Is it really?
It is, yeah.
That's some lottery draw you've had
always,
there, isn't
they
it?
always put me on the panel with the dinosaurs.
Right.
They never let me, join the big leagues.
Well, I guess you
I
have
don't
to...
need a babysitter anymore, though, I guess.
That's true. That's